Hello and welcome to today's episode of Coffee and Commentary. On today's episode, we're going to be featuring three world-famous authors, Dave Pelzer, Mitch Albom, and Elie Wiesel. Welcome back to Coffee and Conversation. I'm here with Elie, Mitch, and Dave. And today we're going to ask them a couple questions about their world-renowned books that they've written on the New York Bestseller Times list. So go ahead, let's chat. Who would like to start first?
Hi, I'm Elie Wiesel, and I'm the author of Nights.
Hi, I'm David Pelzer, and I am the author for The Child Called In.
Hi, I'm Mitch Albom, and I am the author of Tuesday with Morrie.
This question is for you, Elie. Can you tell us about your experiences in the concentration camp?
The experiences were very hard. I dealt with many problems throughout day-to-day basis, and it was very hard.
Interesting. And what did it feel like being in the concentration camp? At any time did you feel like you weren't going to make it or you needed to give up?
It did sometimes. It was hard some days and then easy the next. It was just when we had to do selection where if you were not fit enough then you couldn't go on. And that is when I was super scared that my father or me.
Right, because at the very beginning in the selection process, I remember you were separated from your mother and your siblings.
Yes, I looked and they were gone and I never seen them again.
Wow, thank you for sharing. Dave, the next question is for you. I'm curious to know, how did you feel when you finally noticed or started realizing that your siblings were being treated in a different manner than when you were being treated by your own mother?
Yes, I felt very neglected, hurt. My mom didn't love me anymore. My dad betrayed me, left me, wasn't there for me as much. It was hard.
It definitely took a toll on you.
It did, definitely.
Mitch, the next question is for you. What were your first thoughts when you reunited with Morrie and got to see him after a really long time?
Well, it was hard because he wasn't in a very good time, but also I was so happy and nervous at the same time.
Thank you.
As busy as the world gets, there are still times when things move a little slower, when life is a little simpler, and the local color looks good enough to eat. Welcome to harvest time, when Mother Nature puts on a whole new wardrobe, and we look at life in a whole new way. So pull out that favorite sweater, and grab yourself a little piece of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.
Now we have some questions from you guys, the viewers. So, Dave, will you ask me my questions?
Yes.
The first question is from Michelle.
When your dad was taken after the selection, how did that make you feel since you have been with him through the whole journey?
Good question, Danielle. It did. I didn't have much time to think because after the selection, it was marching and more marching, and I didn't really have time to think because after that, it was just one thing after another. But after that, I started to find out that if it wasn't for my father, then I wouldn't be here because he helped me through it all. So a question for Mitch. How did you balance your work life? Oh, this question is from Danielle. And it asks, how did you balance your work life to see Morrie?
Well, it wasn't difficult. We have little. It's mean like you don't have to work that day, so I will go to visit Morrie and then I can work when I want because I have a really free job.
Okay. And now, Mitch, will you ask Dave a question?
Of course. This is from Laura do you think your future will like in this moment?
I felt my future was not gonna be the best because every day it was just a cycle of the same thing, the same beating, and I just felt I was never getting out. Future was not gonna be the best because every day it was just a cycle of the same thing, the same beating, and I just felt I was never getting out of it, and it was hard.
Okay, now Lauren asked,
Now that you look back on everything, how does it make you feel and how has that shaped you as a person today?
after like a few 3 years after, I was very angry because I had lost everyone I knew and everyone that I loved. But now I have taken it and I have did what some people call releasing their anger by writing it and putting it down on paper. But I look back on it as a tough time in my life, but I got through it. And now, a question from Riley, and this is for Mitch. As you've seen Maury dwindle every day, how did that make you feel, and how did you respond to that?
Well, I don't know how can I describe how I feel, but as my point of view, when I saw him, it was, I think, the worst moment. It was so sad and horrible, but then I think how he felt about that, and he was every day fighting through his disease, and he was so happy. He said that it was his moment, and I started thinking like him positive, and it's become less harder than I thought.
And then the last question for Dave. This is from Emma. When your mom started acting like this towards you, did you feel it was your fault or that she had something wrong with her?
At the beginning, I felt it was my fault because it just kept happening to me and no one else. But then as days went on, I just felt that she had something wrong with her and that she had no reason for her to be doing this to me. Yeah.
Alright, thank you for tuning in to Coffee and Commentary.
Thank
We'll see you
you.
next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.